Some variable speed gas furnaces use a DC drive induced draft motor that has an onboard microprocessor control. The vent pressure switches report directly to the vent motor assembly. Pressure switch status is reported to the IFC board on a communication bus between the IFC board and the microprocessor board on the vent motor. There are status LED indicator lights on the IFC that communicate diagnostic information received from the vent motor microprocessor. Circuit overview. The vent motor has a 12-pin plug that has a line voltage connection. The 115-volt power must be present for the vent motor to run. If the power is not present at the vent motor, the induced draft blower housing limit switch may be open. The 12-pin plug also has a 13-volt DC pin that must have power present for the vent motor microprocessor to function. The 13-volt DC power is received from the IFC board's 5-pin plug. The IFC tells the vent motor whether to operate at first stage speed or second stage speed. The stage signal is sent out on the 5-pin IFC plug. The voltage levels are 1 volt DC on or 12 volts DC off. For example, the first stage speed pin would have 1 volt DC if the IFC is calling for first stage induced draft motor operation. Checking vent motor quick test. If the induced draft blower does not run, make sure there is 115 volts to the vent motor 12-pin plug. Check the voltage between neutral and pin 12 of the 12-pin plug on the vent motor. If voltage is not present, check to make sure the induced draft blower limit is closed. If it is open, replace it. If voltage is present, the IFC board green LED labeled RPM should be flashing slow. If it is not, check for 13 volts DC on the IFC board. Measure at the 5-pin plug between pins 2 and 3. If voltage is not present, replace the IFC board. If 13 volts DC is present at the 5-pin plug, jumper pin 4 on the 5-pin plug to ground. The motor should start. If the motor starts, replace the IFC board. If the motor does not start, replace the vent motor. Note: to see if the motor will change speeds, start the motor on low speed by jumpering pin 4 to ground. Once the motor is running, remove the jumper from pin 4 and rapidly jumper pin 5 to ground. If the motor does not change speed, replace the motor.